fantastic. Okay, good. I said we must get everything like today. There will be no story. How about? Okay, I introduced you, and you've been in farming now. People will now start saying, okay, she must be this number of years old, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, they can guess I'm in my 40s.
In your 40s, fantastic. So you've been in farming for about 20 years or thereabout?
Yeah, I'm for 17 and a half, going on 19 actually.
Wow. And can you just sort of take us the journey from that moment till now? And just in a few words or in a few minutes, tell us how it's been.
It's been topsy-turvy, interesting days, painful days, exciting days. It's been a journey. By the time you're 18, you're at liberty to do a number of things that you couldn't do. So you can imagine what I have experienced in one sector. I have had the opportunity to be a primary producer. I've had the privilege of also being a policy advocate. I've spent time serving as youth advisor at the AU. I have had consultancy opportunities and exposure beyond the AU, the World Bank, and a lot of development agencies. And very recently, I had a stint here at home at the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, because it's my own way of paying it forward and saying, don't be a part of the problem, be a part of the solution.
Okay.
And so I've transitioned from production to processing to packaging to trading to testing the waters with managing large supply chains and working with big buyers like ShopRite and QSRs like Tantalizers, Mama Cass, and the likes in Nigeria. And
you're an industry. Oh my God.
Yeah, so now I've transitioned back to retailing. We've launched our own retail brand in Nigeria. We're working on some franchise.
So it looks like it's been a beautiful story.
It's been an exciting learning journey. Very exciting. I wouldn't trade it. I mean, I'm glad I quit medicine for this.
Quit what?
Medicine.
Really?
Yes, my first foray in life, my father really did want me to be a medical doctor. I did get admission to medical school, but I'm a proud medical school dropout.
And I'm sure in agriculture they say you are proud, they warn you.
Yes. They end a new value, and I didn't trade that for anything. I'll do it over again.
Okay, but it looks like there are very few of you in the way you have described your experiences so far, maybe your profession. There are not many of you.
Going through that journey, maybe not, but it's also emerging. We now have new people coming into the sector. I have a few friends who've quit their jobs, high-paying jobs, by the way, in oil and gas companies, and have transitioned to being farmers, and they're very proud to say they're farmers now. And I like to say that it's beyond farming, right? So I look at the full agribusiness value chain. I'm excited to announce that many women have transitioned from finance, from administration, from economics background, to being positioned well along the value chain. I have tons of stories. I have Nkiri Okpareke, she has greenhouses in Epe. I have loads and loads. I don't want to sound partial, so I'm not mentioning names.
I thought I heard you say greenhouses.
Yes, she has greenhouses, yes.
So there are greenhouses in Nigeria.
Well, as we go on today, that's why I was excited when you called me up to say let's have a chat this weekend. Because as we discuss the state of the nation, you cannot run away from the impact of the Office of the Citizens. There's so much going on in Nigeria that has absolutely no linkage, and I mean zero linkage to government, but they are driving enterprise in Nigeria. We've just come out of a pandemic, and they're very interesting times we're living in, and I'm seeing women and young people put in hours of work, deliberate hours. They're not hustling for hustling's sake. They're building empires slowly and quietly, deliberately, in the agribusiness space. There's so much going on that I'd love to share as we go on.
So therefore, there's no need to, lose sleep over who is in charge of what. When you can actually have a process when you can say your profession is intact.
When I say it's intact, Uncle Sonny, I want to be a little vulnerable and digress a little.
Okay.
The first part of the topic you shared with me is about insecurity and how it impacts food production, agriculture. And I will say to you, and I'd like to use a simple analogy. We're a married man, and we all love you, Auntie Betty. and we've watched you raise your family over the years, and your children have grown. Nigeria is like that family, that household that has a father today in the face of the federal government, and has a spouse in the state governments, and has children in the name of citizens. When the father and the mother have issues, what tends to happen in most homes is that the children begin to look for comfort and succor where possible. Nigeria is likened to that home structure where the father, the mother they're at a dysfunctional state, and they're negatively impacting on their children who are running around and scampering for help everywhere they can find. So there's no real direction on the home front coming from the parents. So children are forced to create their own solutions or semblance of solutions as they deem fit. In some cases, they do err and make mistakes because there's a huge dysfunction that they're riding on that has impacted on them negatively.
Really, the dysfunction starts with leaving school, studying, say, medicine, then you end up doing something that's totally different from what you got a degree for. We know lawyers who become very successful fashion business owners. We know medical doctors and all engineers who are not doing what they were trained to do. That was the first mind thinking form of dysfunction.
I beg to differ a bit, and I will explain.
Yeah.
I see every form of first degree or education that you're exposed to as a foundation.
Foundation, okay.
It's not the core or the essence of who you are.
Yeah.
So if I went to school to study medicine because my father wants to have the title doctor in front of his child's name, I studied medicine to please my father. Then I come round and say, here's your medical degree certificate. Can I now pursue what makes me happy? And I find that in agriculture. Some people find that there's in fashion with fashion. Okay. And some by happenstance find there's with producing drinks, becoming entertainers, whatever you find yours. I mean, I'm not sure did you go to university to study broadcasting?
I did actually.
Okay, you're just one of the lucky few who are able to pursue.
But many did not do that.
Exactly. Right. So it's just a foundation.
Which is why I thought it was a dysfunction of sort, because
it's not, because it then gives me a broader view and perspective to life. So
you may never end up being a medical doctor. You may never end up studying, arguing cases in the law court and all of that.
But I have the discipline.
Okay, the discipline.
I have the discipline that guides a lot of my activities in my engagement with the society and the world at large.
Okay.
And you can't take that away from me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's knowledge that I have attained, and it's knowledge that I will put to use. It also shapes and crafts the way I relate. So someone who has a legal perspective and an analytical mind to managing issues would always look at all the possible scenarios. Now, someone with a medical background will be very thorough in diagnosing what is the root cause of this problem, which is part of where we are. Because until, as a country, we're ready to deal with the root causes of all the problems we have and not deal with symptoms, as the case is with insecurity today, then we're not ready to solve the problem.
I love this form of argument, because now you're letting me understand the fact that all is not really lost if we truly understand where we need to go. Leadership should understand. The vice president is a lawyer, but today is an administrator.
Right.
Mr. President is a soldier, a man of discipline. Today is a major administrator.
True.
And we're seeing these problems of all kinds of things happening. Now we don't know why they are happening, and we don't know how to really resolve it if they don't address it.
So if I hear you correctly, Uncle Sonny, the depth of leadership, because
I'm trying to say they are grounded in whatever they were disciplined.
Fair enough, yes, they have some discipline,
okay.
But how deliberate and committed to the new process and assignment they have on their hands are they?
That's the question.
So if I see that my child is having a medical condition, I will look for every possible way to get Medicare for my child. I'm not just going to adopt one that doesn't work and that's it, and everybody should go to sleep. I'm not willing to lose my child. So leaders, some people who occupy public office are not necessarily leaders.
Okay.
They have found themselves in leadership position.
Yes.
Does not mean they have what it takes to lead effectively. They can lead. They will only be able to lead to the best of their ability and their knowledge. They will thrive on some and fail on many fronts, especially if the main core of being a leader is not put to test. They're not even able to identify those with the requisite skills to help them solve the problem as at when due.
Requisite skills.
Yes, because you don't have all of it.
Problem.
Yes.
As at when due.
Yes.
I love those combinations. Now, the people who are led,
right,
where will you position them? If they cannot get the expectations from leadership is not met,
right,
what then should they be doing? Because they're not all dummies, they're just being followers.
Uncle Sammy, I said I won't call you Uncle Sammy. Do you want us to say the truth on this show, or you want us to do like we're doing in Nigeria, gloss over the issues?
No, the show is to unravel
in all essence of dealing with leadership.
Yes.
When you ask citizens, what right now? Let me take the existing scenario in Nigeria. The citizens are almost at a loss. It's almost as though they come cap in hand. You have to wait till the next election, which may possibly be rigged and skewed against citizens.
And the citizens are the same people that brought the people that wanted to be elected.
So parties being the people that are in office.
But I'm saying,
yes,
the people are from the same group.
Absolutely. We need to make. So one of the things we're not doing enough of in Nigeria is we're not making demands of leaders effectively. And I'll give you an example. I'm a farmer. The bulk of my demand is to be addressed by my local and state government.
Okay.
So it would be foolish or foolhardy of me to start going to fight federal policies because they're not in my favor. I will start from the grassroots, which is where I local. So my local government, my state government. Now, when I do change them, and then they are able to prove to me that look, the problem we're facing is not caused by us; it's largely contributed to by the federal government. Then I rechannel. Come back to the drawing board with colleagues and say, let's channel our grievances to the right quarters, which at this point would then be the federal government. Yeah. But what I see today with leadership across all tiers of governance in Nigeria is that there is no deliberate messaging that represents willingness or readiness of people in leadership to provide direction. And I'm to take back to your topics, security. Because look, I'll give you an example. When President Muhammadu Buhari first came into power, I had the privilege of being in Abuja at the time, and the body language, everyone was literally petrified that if they do
miss the point and misbehave or break the law.
It's a no-nonsense leadership we're going into, era that we're going into. Don't try, because you will be. Don't forget that we had just come out of the transitioning from the Jonathan administration. For instance, the government purse has now been merged into one where they now use this new system of payment, and everyone was so careful and cautious with regards to what we do.
Yes.
Or did. Within 6 months of reading the leadership's body language, that it could be business as usual, or in fact, business worse than usual. Everything went to the dogs. Nobody was afraid of anything. People started misbehaving again. So that is one sign, an indicator that if you at the helm of affairs is dictated, you send a no-nonsense body messaging to your citizens. Everyone, look, nobody wants to get into trouble. Everyone aligns. Today, Abuja,
on the federal highway, you will
see cows moving around in their hundreds, and cars and commuters need to begin to. I lived in Abuja for 4 years. In the first,
that's 2015.
Yes, to 2019. And I literally have to avoid cows on my way home every day.
Because that will constitute a danger.
Yes.
On the highway.
I mean, on the airport road, I have had near misses with cows on the airport road, international.
Yeah, but did you complain to the law enforcement?
You take pictures and you post it on social media. Everybody sees it. I mean, the only time you don't see those cows, let me now shock you, is when maybe you have a presidential movement on that same highway. How come they're able to get those cows out of the way when there's a presidential movement? How come they cannot ensure that those animals are not on the road on a day-to-day basis? It shows it's the brain of leadership. So if you say we will not take kindly to banditry, to kidnapping, we're not paying ransom to any groups, and you're not accepting unhealthy lobbies from at the Senate level. I mean, the groups who are going to Senate to lobby right now, they all know themselves. I won't mention any names on show, but we groups that are going to lobby that they are also citizens. Open places should be allowed. They're challenging sitting governors, and we're taking a lot of nonsense in the nation, and then we want change. There's no change. It starts with leadership. Let's say no and no. Let our nay be nay and our yes be yes. Until we get to that point, then we're not ready. We're not ready.
Okay, so security is compromised.
Badly.
So everything is now badly affected as it takes. But my question, okay, looking at your personal experiences,
right?
How do you look at agriculture? Let's look at Benue. It says it's the bread basket of the nation.
Right.
Are they surviving? They've been complaining and nothing seems to be done. I used to see those fat mangoes from mango fruits from Benue. I don't know if I'll be seeing them again soon. Then in the southern states, we also have problems like that. I from your experiences with this infiltration into the deep forests of people, arm carrying individuals, how does that affect agriculture and farming?
So I'll start from my own personal experience.
Yeah.
The state of insecurity has forced me as a business owner to go back to the drawing board. I have been forced with my company and my team to shut down a major operation, one of our major operations in the Southwest region, because being alive and living to fight another day is now more important for me. The people that I am leading and keeping them safe, my commitment to them is not just to pay them a wage at the end of the month, it's also to ensure that my work environment is safe enough for them to thrive. And we've had to take decisions whereby we've shut down some major operations that investments have run into hundreds of millions. And that's a downturn. For someone who advocates for youth engagement, yes, it is huge, because when I started out setting up one of those major operations, the end goal, that we would create at least 5,000 direct employment out of one of the farm estates that we were setting up and the operations are. But now I've been forced to warehouse some of our equipment because I cannot guarantee the safety of life, safety of property, safety of the team, and safety. I mean, there was in the late part of 2019, wildfire was actually thrown into the farm, and that's the peak of dry season.
When you say wildfire, it sounds deliberate.
There was people going about their own perceived business, and they couldn't be bothered how they impacted on us negatively. I mean, you throw fire in dry season, what does that mean? It will engulf a large expanse of land. So, I mean, 6 months after that episode, I had to make a judgment call. And as a leader, I owed it to my team to say, look, we have to move to a safer environment. We have to find investment in under similar circumstances. Now, that's not an easy call to make because I have financial investors who are looking up to me to make returns. I have a duty to myself as a business owner to earn revenue, and we've now had to relocate our businesses. And you know, that's a tough call to make. Now, and that's just one experience. There are many more people with pathetic stories. We do one of the farm estates where we were working on in Oyo. I have a young mentee friend whose fiance was shot dead in cold blood on a Friday evening on their way home. All in 2020. Hers was in 2020. And so, how do we begin to encourage? Where do I even find the presence of mind to begin to encourage young people to come into these rural communities to work when safety is not guaranteed? That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is destruction to farmlands. So when you produce, you even take the bull by the horn, you farm, you till your soil, you cultivate, you plant. And then this open grazing where these people, herdsmen, bring their cattle to your farm and feel that, I mean, they need forage and they come and feed on your crops. Who pays you for that loss?
The destruction and loss.
You know, but innocent citizens are being punished on a daily basis. We're currently in a situation where it looks like evil is being rewarded and hard work and is being punished. Because if you do not, I'm yet to hear fully in any community of headsmen who have been arrested, but maybe their animals impounded or kept somewhere, and they've been brought to books and made to pay for the damages and the losses that they incur on your farm. Rather, what we see on a daily basis is open threats to farm owners. They will tell you in Hausa, because I have some Fulani and Hausa guys working on my estate as well. And they will interpret what they're saying to you. They will tell you that you can't even go to the police. Police can't do anything to them. I mean, you're seeing guys carrying AK-47 in broad daylight. I mean, they're not militias, when they're not army men providing...
So there's no state of war.
Yes, so we're not in a war zone. So why should individuals carry AK-47s around the states and nobody can do anything? In the Southwest, I know that the governors have tried, but I can say that they need to do better. They need to do better because it's scaring investment away.
When you say they need to do better, what specifically should they do?
There's a permanent solution, right? You haven't solved the problem.
True.
So until citizens feel safe, you haven't done enough. Right? Until citizens can actually, from Oyo to one of the estates we have in Igongo, it's 4 hours drive. Who will guarantee my safety on route that farm? Journey. So you ask yourself as an investor, is that a journey you want to embark on a daily basis? Come down here to Ekpe. It's saner now, but there was a time where farmers in Ekpe, like the lady I mentioned to you, they all became scared to go to their farm operations. And there's so much going on that is underscored, is undermined. We don't talk enough about these things. And for me, I'm done keeping quiet. We will challenge this because I'm a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If leadership cannot provide the right tool and enabling environment for us to thrive, we will seize it. Let everybody go and start dusting their registrations for 2023 because it's a reality we have to address. That's on one hand. And the truth is that our nation is in a state where it needs healing. We need healing on all fronts. We've been abused, battered, and people are now beginning to cope with friend, sweetheart, sister. She has greenhouses in Lagos and she's producing and produce and not only coming to our own retail chain, they're on the shelf of strong brands like Spa and ShopRite in Lagos. You have other people making pap. I know one Yakam, the biggest pap. Pap is not just being sold in stores in Lagos, it's actually being exported out of Nigeria.
Yeah, we just make sure that our marketers go after these names you've mentioned because they have made it enough to advertise in the family section. By the way, is now number one in Lagos and Southwest.
I'm sure if you give us discounts on your
Definitely
advertising rates, everyone will be happy to take.
We would love to. This is Sunday Rebel Live. We're talking agriculture, we're talking farming, we're talking security and insecurity. Please call us. The lines were all so many at the same time, but we were also conversing. So feel free to discuss with us, and then we will definitely give you a chance. All right. So I think really what I feel will affect your passion, affect your sentiments. Do you regret anything? There's a call coming in.
Okay.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please speak louder.
I'm not speaking.
Sorry?
I'm not speaking.
Okay.
I get it. Mosu, you have made my day. Thank you. I've got most people like you. God serving you and giving you the wisdom. Continue with this fight. They're all behind you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling me. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Well, that's one quick call that came and went. We were about to say something before I go to WhatsApp.
Okay, so do I have any regrets? Maybe on some fronts I could have learned better and I could have taken better decisions. Other than that, I love the curve in my journey. I'm learning on an ongoing basis to improve how I do my work and my business. No real regrets, really and truly.
Okay, there's a call coming in. Let's quickly give them a chance. Hello, good afternoon. Move away from your speaker.
All right.
Okay.
My name is Boy. I'm married onto.
Where are you calling from? Where are you calling from?
Calling from Lucky area.
Okay, go ahead.
I really listen to the lady there, and I'm new to the kind of intelligent and that she did. I really thank God for people like this. But I don't think, more especially when he mentioned the expectation we had when Buhari and the vice president went into power. I want to say that it was not a deliberate act for these two people to act. I think that the disobedience and in the public today
Can you repeat that statement? When there was a slide.
Disobedience in the polity today.
Okay.
And among the citizens today is a sponsored disobedience. I think so.
Okay. That's interesting. Sponsored disobedience.
Yes, because first of all, if the Shibajo and his master had taken the step that we all expected him to take, more especially as the lady there exclaimed, I want to tell you that today we won't be here. Why? Because there are this tendency of each intervening me, nobody else. And that is the reason why it was as if their hands were tied.
Okay, at this level, I will give the lady a chance to, because I want to take more calls. And time is so tight within 1 hour. Thank you so much. Thank you. So the little disobedience.
He says sponsored. So I don't like to, and I hear him, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
Yes.
I will not completely say, I will not accept sponsors. And I will tell you why. Even if they're sponsored disobedience, who has been punished? Until you create, if I can, for lack of a better description, scapegoats. When there is no punishment, there need to be every action must have a consequence. And when there are no consequences, people will continue to misbehave. But there are punitive measures put in place that this is unacceptable as a nation when people seek redress.
Okay, there's a question from WhatsApp. Uncle Sunny, your guest has spoken well. I pray you will come to vote come 2023, so we'll have a good government that will give us a good security in Nigeria. Florence Usibe from Uganda. Okay, another one says, good afternoon, inspiration. To some extent, I agree with the guest that leadership is the major challenge we have in Nigeria. But I solely believe that for any society to progress, the followership with the mind of honesty must be actively involved. Oduayo from Matogun. And then another one, we'll take a call now. This one said, good afternoon, sir. My name is Vino Uzi from Aja. Please, for the past 2 weeks, my wrist has been okay. Sorry, this was before
your previous show.
Yes, that was medical. Alright, so let's take this call. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, it's finished. Right.
I couldn't agree more with that comment about the followership, and that's where I was going with that it's not all tales of woe. Right, so citizens must also arise.
Okay, let me take this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Hi, sir. My name is Coleman, calling from
The name is from Solomon?
Coleman, calling from
Coleman from the room. Go ahead.
Yes, I just want to thank the lady there, the woman there. She's a great woman. I think God will use her to enlighten other women. So what we talk about leadership is, if you don't have it, you don't have it. There are many of padi, thinking your brother is white, thinking other people is black. You could not work in a country like Nigeria. If you want to come out, you come out.
Okay.
I want to be like.
Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, that's right one now. All right, let's just, okay, another call. Hello, good afternoon. What's wrong with the calls? Well, you have been praised, you have been, hello. Good afternoon. Sometimes we can't counter things like this.
No, I see what you go through here.
Yes, and we still have about a good 17 minutes to go, and that's quite interesting. Yes.
So look, and for someone who has a bit of insight into how this administration has gone, I think that there's been a lot of pick and drop. You know, when we started at the early part of the administration, there were issues around cattle colony. Then we went to grazing.
Cattle colony, grazing, and the color. Hello.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to the speaker your guest there.
Yes, how are we?
I am very calling to let you. She has spoken well, really well. And the last message you read also was just on point.
Okay.
We cannot keep blaming the government when we are the ones who eventually make up the government, right?
Right.
I think there's a lot that citizens have to do. Even with our behavior, our day-to-day behavior, there's a lot that we have to do. People have to do things. She mentioned something as an example that encountering cattle has drivers, right? But when the president is some of the presidential movement, you don't see this happen.
This is closed.
You see all the citizens that clear the way during that time. So why can't they do their jobs at normal times when normal citizens are going about their day-to-day activities? So we have a lot to do. We can't keep blaming the government. But something I think that is missing in Nigeria is social consciousness, right? We don't have it as citizens of this country, because if we are socially conscious of our country, we will do the right thing in our own little way to ensure that the country continues to grow and move forward. And I think that everyone that is listening will commit to doing this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so now this is an interesting scenario.
Yes.
Yeah, and I wish somebody would just say, the madam that is speaking, I disagree with her.
No. So it's, I feel that to a large extent, we all tend to agree. We always sit in our small corners and discuss these things. But nobody wants to bail the cat, right? And it's a case of each home, what are we doing as individuals? I mean, this last caller, I just love her submission. That social consciousness that I am a Nigerian, I'm a citizen of Nigeria, and under my watch, things must go right. What steps do I take? What are the daily actions that I embark on that negatively impact the nation? But rather, we are in a system where everybody, once it's working in your favor, you look the other way. You don't do the right thing. You drive the wrong way. Once there's traffic, look at Lagos Ibadan Expressway, for example. Once there's a block, so at some point, the place is just a mess. Everyone begins to drive as they please. It starts with being deliberate as citizens, and that's what, so someone who is not conscious of such deliberate acts as a citizen, even when you get to a leadership position, you will display the same thing. You will display that in your own business leadership. You will display that on your family and home front. So I think that it's important that we begin to pay attention to all of that as citizens as well.
All right. What calls are coming in here? Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
Hello, good afternoon, Uncle Sonny. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Lagos here. Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, Mr. Shea. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, so basically I've been listening and I just wanted to listen for two callers. One said sponsor disobedience, and another person said social consciousness. Yes, we can talk about social consciousness, people being conscious of their environment, giving what they are supposed to, doing what they are supposed to do, and holding people accountable if they fail to do what they are supposed to do. Sponsor disobedience, you tackled that very well. If someone is sponsored to disobey, what has the punishment been? It is very, very hard. In addition to with respect to social consciousness, one thing that we also need to understand with these guys we're talking about, I want to see behind you, not mentioning names. Yes, okay.
Thank you. That's honorable.
It is just that government.
Hello? Hello? Oh, the whole board has gone quiet. Okay. All right, there's a call again. Hello? Hello, good afternoon. This is Sunny Wabo Live, Inspiration 92.3 FM. Good afternoon. How are you?
Very well, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. My name is Aki from
UPG. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. I just have a couple of questions for your guest.
Yes.
I live in the north, coming down to the south. I think they are paying all through the farm, and it's affecting us. If you go to the market now, virtually everything is very expensive. They are not secured. And I want to ask her that please, up till now, over the years, since the time of the blood, you can always go to our own land, this is our fatherland. Try to buy everything, the country that can. Then now, we have to look at everybody comes disabled. We have to look at the fathers and mothers. We can look into the implement of disabled all manner of coming down so that with the lack of office from it, we can begin to announce these are these people. Let us deal with them. Whatever they want, So within our land, you can't keep it to our place. Land. I don't think it's here.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'm sure Mr. Based on Facebook or maybe Instagram, seeing some questions. I was asking, what is the problem? Okay. So,
so last caller, I share your sentiments. So we all want our lands to be safe. We want to be able to go run our businesses and thrive. And at that point, with that in mind, I really want to salute it's so hard to do business in Nigeria now, especially post-pandemic. If you're even running as little as a kiosk in Lagos or in Nigeria, you're the real MVP. I want to salute everyone who's running any form of enterprise legitimately in the country, because it takes a lot of resilience and discipline and commitment to get up every day and still go to work and put in the hours and get your work done and generate decent wage. Food inflation is so high. Because our import bill on processed food this year already is already in excess of 607 billion. Imports on processed food, what we bring in to subsidize. We need it. It's a lifestyle. Look, but last year it was 700, but we're still in Q3 and we've done 607. What are we going to do by the end of the year? Today, dollar is at 540. If all of us go for breaks and run away for a period and come back, do you know what the exchange rate will be?
Let me ask this question before I begin to think of how to answer that question.
Okay.
As regards the issue of food, this is from YouTube, by the way. Okay, thank you, YouTube. As regards the issue of food and general security in Nigeria, sitting on the fence is acceptable.
Not anymore.
We have prayed it. Well, prayed it is now supposed to live with action. Let us work out talks. My thoughts. And this is okay. No, not yet. Oh, Patrick. Thank you very much. Well, how do you respond to that?
That's what I started doing. I'm out on air today for 2 years. Look, I took 2 years of break off major media interactions because even allow me to be vulnerable here on the show so nobody thinks I'm superwoman. Even I was scared. Okay, Uncle Sonny. I took 2 years. It's 2 years of healing, 2 years of conscious and deliberate mind management, emotional intelligence grooming to say, I will not give up. I will not join the exodus going to Canada. I am Nigerian. I have one passport. It's green. I will wear that badge with pride. I will not be chased away from my motherland. I will stay here and fight it out. Why? What will I hand over to posterity? What will I tell my children? When I took the role in Abuja 6 years ago, it was basically to say, I will not wake up for the gate for my children to ask me, so Mom, when things were going downhill, what did you do? So I gave him 4 years. So I have done NYSC twice. By my own standard, I put in time. But you see, by the time I was leaving, I was bruised. I was scared. People don't talk about these things because even young people your age that you think that you will share minds and views and opinions, look, we have bastardized. The system has been so skewed in a manner that everybody has become selfish. We're more selfish. The milk of human kindness largely no longer flows in our hearts. If it's your cousin in power and you can benefit from it, so be it. And until we get to that point where, like this person says, enough of these talks is action. So we say no to open grazing, and it's no to open grazing, period. No lobbying for consideration for anything, whatever. Look, farmsteads abroad have thousands of cattle. And they don't move around grazing.
And they have market for them.
They have markets. Let me interest you. The demand for ordinary goat meat in Saudi Arabia today runs in millions. You see other countries in the SADC region, Eastern Africa, working hard to meet export demands from breeding cattle. They don't need to graze across any cattle routes to generate money. There was a threat in the media yesterday that cows will become 2 million naira. If cows become 2 million naira, we will eat it now, we'll go back to eating fish. So and eat mushrooms. They are healthier, they are safer.
You say that beef was not very...
That's my point. That's where I'm going. So medically, we should even avoid red meats to the best of our abilities. So
I have 1 minute, 2 minutes to go, but let me leave this one. Another one from YouTube. Afternoon SIL and guest in the studio. I'm listening from an emotion. It's obvious we have security issues in the country. We have universities of agriculture, Abeokuta and Makurdi, and other universities offering courses on agriculture. What is the role of these institutes? Don't you think these institutions should come up with solutions or policies that will help put an end to nomadic farming and open grazing? Very powerful comment, because each of those universities of agriculture, Uncle Sonny, sit on thousands of hectares of arable land. The list has 4,000 hectares. And that means that if they dedicate 500 of that 4,000 to cattle production for the region, they will thrive. And this is where the office of the citizen also comes to play. We need to become innovative and creative. Young people and women are very innovative these days. They're innovative around driving their businesses, raising funds, because there's even no support for small businesses, as it were. There are no real buffers, not the political buffers. I'm saying real buffers that strengthen business growth in Nigeria. And I think that we can't end this conversation. Like I said to you on the phone, Sonia, are you sure that you want to have this conversation? Because 1 hour is never going to be enough. I am more than sure, and honestly, we have to continue this conversation. We really have to.
Because there's so many solutions that we can prefer.
We haven't started
discussing that. Right. I have tons that I will share with you.
Last week, I promised that we will continue the conversation on vaccine last week. So now you came and I said, no, let's push to that one too. So we push the next phase of ours. Okay. After next week. No, wait a minute. I have the senior advocate of Nigeria, Candy Johnson, for the last Sunday of September. All right, I'll get back to you. No worries. Definitely, we meet. Yes. So by the way, we will continue on the social media platform. Oh, fantastic! That will even get us more contribution. Wednesday. Absolutely. Wednesday. So we can discuss. We can continue this conversation. Okay. Let me just thank Mosunmola Umoru. I don't want to say more than that, because the name now represents agriculture, pure and simple. And then also thank Engineer Utsu, who has hardly sat down. God bless you. And Wale Ajibola, fantastic guy, you too. And Frankie Zeko and Victoria. Where's my Victoria camera? You guys have been awesome. God bless you all. And for those of you who were able to see us, hear us in all the platforms we advertise, please press like or subscribe to YouTube and begin to follow us on Instagram and follow us on Facebook, because we are just starting. God bless you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.